The time is 6:15. Here's the news edited by Dulmin Samasingha, read by Victor Raj. Here are the headlines of the local news. Minister Dala Salah Peruma says opening of schools is a victory for children. Government requests farmers to continue with cultivations. A study prepared on the food, crop requirement, consumption and availability. Sri Lanka will operate the inaugural international flight from Colombo to Kushinagar. Airport custom officers arrest a suspect for trying to smuggle out gold biscuits valuing 70 million rupees. Foreign news, Polish Prime Minister accuses EU of blackmail as over rule of law escalates. Sports news, Australian Open. Unvaccinated players are unlikely to be allowed to compete. Local news in detail. Minister Dala Salah Peruma says that there are deformities in the provincial council election system, and as a solution the government will take steps to introduce an electoral system while keeping the proportional system. He said that there are problems related to the Electoral Amendment Act No. 17 of 2017. Minister Ramesh Patirana has requested the farmers to continue with the cultivation crops. He pointed out that the organic fertilizer project was launched by paying attention to the health of all citizens. He said that a delay had occurred by rejecting any variety of fertilizer due to the problem in the imported fertilizer. However, he said that the government has decided not to change the organic fertilizer policy. Meanwhile, Kent District Secretary Chandana Thendakon said that there is no shortage of organic fertilizer for paddy cultivation in the district for Maha season. A study has been prepared on the food crop requirement, consumption and availability. An action plan targeting food crops for next 3 years will be prepared by studying the report. Instructions have been given to the chairman of the district and regional agricultural committees and chairman of the livelihood committees in this regard. The report has been prepared with the intervention of Presidential Task Force to increase productivity of local food production, economic revival and poverty elimination. Parents have praised the decision taken by the teachers to provide education again to children from Thursday. Secretary to the Ministry of Education, Professor Kapila Pereira said that special programs have been introduced to make children familiar with the school again. Meanwhile, State Minister Vijitha Perugudas said that Pirivena will be opened again from Thursday. The date of opening of Sunday schools will be notified later. Custom officers have arrested the director in charge of cleaning the airport. He has been arrested for trying to smuggle out gold biscuits valuing 70 million rupees. They have found 48 gold biscuits weighing more than 4 kilograms from the possession of the suspect. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing with more local news, the Government Information Department says Cabinet of Ministers has given approval to amend existing laws and regulations applicable to ban cattle slaughter in Sri Lanka. Publish these in the Gazette and to table them in Parliament. Approval of the Cabinet of Ministers was granted on 28 September 2020 to prohibit cattle slaughter in order to increase local agriculture and local milk production and to amend the laws and regulations applicable to it. Sri Lankan singer Yohani is all set to make her Bollywood debut with the film Thank God, which features Ajay Devgan, Siddharth Malhotra and Rakul Preet Singh. The Indian media reported Yohani will sing the Hindi version of a hit track for upcoming film. Yohani, who recently appeared in Big Boss 15 and The Big Picture, has expressed her happiness in bagging the Bollywood project. The Hong Kong and Shanghai Bank Corporation Limited will be partnering for the third session at the Colombo Development Dialogues on the Green Development. It will facilitate a conversation under the theme of sourcing alternatives, leveraging green financing for development on Thursday from 10:30 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. via Zoom. The session is a part of the Colombo Development Dialogues on Green Development, comprising of a series of dialogues to support the policy positioning of green development. It reaffirms Sri Lanka's climate and environmental commitments in the source of development aspirations brought together by the Minister of Environment together with the United Nations Development Programme in Sri Lanka and other convening partners. That ends Local News.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
The Minister of Health says 339 more COVID-19 patients were discharged from medical care today as they have recovered from this virus. This brings the number of recoveries reported in the country to 493,314. Sri Lanka has recorded 532,218 cases of COVID-19 so far. 25,397 virus-infected patients are currently receiving treatment at hospitals. Meanwhile, the death from coronavirus stands at 13,507. That came to you on Main News Story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watch Live.
All vehicular traffic in Kohubala Junction along the 120 bus route will be limited for 2 months from Thursday. Only buses will be allowed to pass Kohubala Junction during this period due to the construction work of the Kohubala flyover. Drivers are requested to use alternative routes until the 20th of December. That ends Watchlight.
World News.
World News headlines first. Polish Prime Minister accuses EU of blackmail as row over rule of law escalates. Russia bans male state group for anti-women and anti-gay posts. Apple unveils new computer chips amid shortage. World News in detail. Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki has accused the EU of blackmail in a heated debate with European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen over the rule of law. The clash in the European Parliament follows a top Polish court ruling that rejected key parts of EU law. Mrs. von der Leyen said she would act to prevent Poland undermining EU values. In response, Mr. Morawiecki rejected the language of threats and he accused the EU of overstepping its powers. A Russian court has banned as extremist a social media movement called Male State for inciting hatred of women and gay people. Last week, YouTube and the messaging service Telegram blocked access to channels run by Male State's founder Ladislaw Pozdeniko. The group set up in the 2016 has attracted thousands of followers. They initially organized on WeContact, a Russian equivalent of Facebook. Apple has unveiled its M1 Pro and M1 Max chips used to power new MacBook Pro laptop computers. Apple says the M1 Max chip with 57 billion transistors is the most powerful it has ever built. The new chips were announced almost a year after the firm revealed its first Mac computers powered by silicon of its own design. It comes after reports that Apple cut its iPhone 13 production targets amid the global computer chip shortage. To end the world news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Polish Prime Minister accuses EU of blackmail as row over rule of law escalates. Russia bans male state group for anti-women and anti-gay posts. Apple unveils new computer chips amid shortage. That ends world news.
And now in development news.
Madagama town in Bibile electoral division will be developed as a city with all facilities. A public market complex, a 4-lane the road network, a vehicle park and 2 alternative roads to enter the city are to be built under the project. 1,200 million rupees will be spent on the project. That ends development news.
Sports news.
Australian Open players who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19 are unlikely to be allowed into the country for Australian Open, says the leader of the state in which the tournament is held. The Grand Slam event is due to start on the 17th January in Melbourne, Victoria. The state has introduced a vaccination mandate for professional athletes. Football news. Premier League clubs have voted to temporarily block teams agreeing lucrative sponsorship deals linked to a club's owners after the Saudi Arabia-backed £305 million takeover of Newcastle. 18 clubs voted in favour of the ban at an emergency meeting yesterday. Cricket news. Another qualifying round match of the T20 World Cup is now being played in Oman. Batting first, Scotland scored 165 runs for 9 wickets in 20 overs. In reply, Papua New Guinea was 67 for 6 wickets in 11.3 overs short while ago. The next match of the series will be played between Oman and Bangladesh today at the Al Emirat. The match is scheduled to begin at 7:30 p.m. local time. That ends sports news.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 co-sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U-Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Bank of Ceylon has been appointed as the settlement bank by Lanka Clear for their interbank US dollar online payment system and the US dollar draft online image transfer system. This selection was made through a competitive bidding process. Central Bank, along with other licensed public and private commercial banks operating in Sri Lanka, own Lanka Clear, who is the operator of the national interbank payment network in the island. That ends business news.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 co-sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The central bank said it expects to end the year with a total private sector credit growth of 850 billion rupees. It translates to a robust 14% growth over last year, reflecting that such credit has still more room to run its course in an economy which still operates with significant slack due to the pandemic. That ends economic news.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
The Met Department shows showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island. Heavy showers above 100 mm can be expected at some places. A few showers are likely in western and sub-Regamar provinces and in Gore and Mathura districts. That ends weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
To conclude the evening news broadcast on Radio Sri Lanka, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Minister Dalasala Peruma says opening of schools is a victory for children. Government requests farmers to continue with cultivations. A study prepared on the food crop requirement, consumption and availability. Sri Lanka will operate the inaugural international flight from Colombo to Kushinagar. Airport custom officer arrest a suspect for trying to smuggle out gold biscuits valuing 70 million rupees. Foreign news, Polish Prime Minister accuses EU of blackmail as row over rule of law escalates. Sports news, Australian Open, unvaccinated players are unlikely to be allowed to compete. That ends the evening news broadcast on Radio Sri Lanka.